New 6 is brought to you by this station and by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation.
This week on New 6, we'll visit a man with some pretty strange animals. We'll watch a champion speed skater, and then we'll take a look at an interesting collection. Hi, and welcome to New 6. I'm Kathy Wanamaker from Cridersville Elementary in Cridersville, Ohio. Here with our first story is Edward Goodson.
Have you ever seen a real or Austrian horses? Hired by a pygmy goat, Ted and Gino Cav. In fact, they own a small animal farm in Cridersville.
Well, my dad had this stuff, some of it when I was a little boy, and I just, as life went on, well, it rubbed off on me. Odd animals struck my fancy, and I just started, that's where I got started in it, buying and bringing them home, raising them. You kids asked about the history of this old horse. They're Halflinger horses, and they're from Austria, the country of Austria, and they're bred and raised for their temperament. He's tame and he's easy going, easy to handle. This horse is 24 years old. Got any questions? Well, holler.
How long have you had this horse?
I've only had him 2 years myself. Well, kids, let's go see the rest of the animals. We'll just put him back in the barn, put him away. One line. These other little dudes is pygmy goats. They're from Africa. And they're just a small, tight goat that are full grown. So let's go outside and look at the rest of the animals. Now these Rios children is from South America. This is a pair out here. They produce young this year.
This week's show is produced by Mrs. Stelter and Mrs. Bell's 6th grade classes from Cridersville Elementary in Cridersville, Ohio. Cridersville is located about 10 miles south of Lima in Auglaize County. The town was founded in 1854, and its present population is a little over 1,800 people. Now here's Nikki Zwibble with a doggone interesting hobby.
Have you ever seen as many as 104 dogs? Or think of that many names for dogs? Mike Eversole has 104 dogs, but luckily he doesn't have to name them all. Mike's dogs aren't real.
Mike has a collection of 104 dogs. He has almost all kinds of dogs like an English Bulldog, German Shepherd, and a Poodle. He even has a real dog. His mom and grandma helped start his collection. They got the dogs from garage sales and auction shops, almost anywhere. How did you start collecting dogs?
I got started collecting dogs when my grandma went to an auction and bought me some and gave them to me. And I decided that I wanted to collect dogs as my cousin was. And I used to do everything my cousin did. I've been collecting dogs for about 7 years now. And I just take them now when my grandma gives them to me. My grandmother gets the dogs when she goes to auctions and she sees a box of junk and she gets it. She finds dogs in it and she gives them to me. Some of the dogs are made of china, some of salt, and some are glass and wood and iron. One of my favorite dogs is the English Bulldog, and my grandma gave it to me about 3 or 4 years ago. It's made of china, and if it wasn't damaged, it'd be worth about $400.
What's the most unusual dog you have?
The most unusual dog I have is this 3-headed one right here.
Mike's folks don't mind him having 105 dogs just as long as only one dog is real.
A new feature added to News 6 this year is Kids View. This is your chance to tell people your thoughts. This week's question is, what would you do with $1 million? Here's what you had to say.
Buy a bank.
I buy my girlfriend a big gift.
Buy a roller rink.
I'd buy about 100 cars.
I'd buy my mom and dad a new log cabin. I would buy a mansion.
Not too many towns can say they have a national champion, but Cridersville can. Her name is April Palfer, and she is the 3rd fastest 10-year-old speed skater in this nation.
April started to skate at the age of 2. Her mother taught April to skate because her doctor told her she needed some kind of exercise. April was born with acute bronchial asthma. Roller skating helped April's lungs work better. Last July, April traveled to Cincinnati to the Great Lake region, where she won a gold medal in speed skating in the 9 to 10-year-old age bracket. She then traveled to Lincoln, Nebraska, where she finished 4th overall in the nation in speed skating.
I like to roller skate because it's fun and it's interesting. Right now I'm 10 years old and I won 60 trophies and 40 medals.
That's all for this week's show. We hope to see you again real soon.
News 6 is brought to you by this station and by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation.